Hello, I'm Jason Couch, the founder and CEO of ReloRadar, and today we have Josh Mills of the Mills Real Estate Group. And today we're going to talk about why ReloRadar brokers and agents are going to absolutely win after July. Because we all know what July is, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's something magical happening in the air in July. And we're going to talk about why ReloRadar agents and brokers are going to dominate and some of the things. So why don't you give your experience real quick on being a branch of ReloRadar?
Personally, I can say that I've seen a pretty significant uptick in our listings. Matter of fact, I know for when I first joined, I think, what was I doing when you and I first met? I think I was doing 12 listings that first year. Like I was averaging about one a month.
I took a wounded bird
Oh, here we go.
and I took him in a cardboard, a shoebox,
Yeah,
shoebox, right, with a dropper of water.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, I now have a 3x multiple on my listings. We did over 100 deals last year.
I think so.
And last year was a down year, by the way. We all got kicked in the pants in the fourth quarter of 23. I think all agents can agree.
100 in 2023.
100 in 2023.
That's it. Whew.
Yes. So
Incredible.
But yeah, it's been pretty exciting. So, and I started with your analog version.
Right,
of this.
right. Yep.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
before he bubble wrapped it.
Bubble wrapped it, yeah. Well, let's talk about why that is. Why can this guy 10x his business using ReloRadar? So, the number one thing we do that we have 5 different patents, which will all convey over to the brokers. But we find future home sellers that nobody else knows is going to sell for a temporary period of time. So everybody knows that every neighborhood there's a new set of signs that appear in the yards, and the old set of signs sell off, correct? Mm-hmm. And we all know that selling a house is not impulsive. People don't just wake up and go to Costco and sell their house today. They think about it for months, right? ReloRadar, using our AI sophisticated technology, gets to them when it's a thought in their head instead of a sign in the yard. Mm-hmm. And what has that done for your business, being able to provide future home sellers for your buyers?
Well, the word future home sellers is unfamiliar to just about everybody I sit down with. It was unfamiliar to me when you talked to me about it. I mean, it's self-explanatory, right? What is a future home seller? It's somebody that wants to sell in the future. But being able to sit down with a client and talk to them about how we market to individuals proactively weeks, sometimes months in advance on their timeline of when they want to sell their house, it 100% is different from any other agent that comes in there, because every agent that I know of, and I'm sure you do too, if I go sit down in a listing presentation, I guarantee you that they're going to be at least meeting with another 2.
That's right.
At minimum 2.
That's right.
Sometimes as many as 4 other agents.
That's right.
So how do I stand out? And every time that I talk about the unique selling proposition of future home sellers, I always get a really positive reaction from the client.
That's right.
Yeah, they get excited.
Yeah, and statistically to us, in our opinion, Relo clients pay more than local clients. They just do, because they're on time restraints. You don't have to show them 28 houses. So we take buyers, and through our AI, all they have to do is search, save, and dream on our app. Any given moment, it models their perfect house and triggers marketing events to off-market homes that meet that client's criteria to provide your client extra choices that no other agent can. Mm-hmm. Now, can you imagine the power of that as you have 200 interactions a year with new buyers or sellers, and you now are Nostradamus, not to be dramatic, but you literally are giving them extra choices when they actually need it. If someone's moving here from Nashville,
right,
everything they look at now will be gone in 3 months. So why do they need you? Well, they need you if you're a ReloRadar agent, because all you say is look and dream right now, and we'll find you the sellers that are perfect for you in June when you're actually getting here. This allows you to get clients way earlier on the information curve, and to me is the greatest USP in the history of real estate.
100%.
Now, is this prove it or not, right? How have we proved this out?
Well, proof's in the pudding, as they say, and I mean that's what I've incorporated into my business over the last 3 years. Like I said, it was an analog version of the way that Jason did things a few years ago, and I basically mined all the information I could out of that, and he showed me kind of how to do it. And next thing I know, like I said, now that it's bubble wrapped, Now I can work both sides. Originally, it got me the listings.
Yeah.
Because originally I got a 3x multiple on the listings within my first year.
Got it.
Now it helps me with the buyer management,
That's awesome.
with the client management. So now I can manage 3, 4, or 5 times as many buyers as I normally used to without pulling my hair out.
That's right. And so you know my history. I started in real estate in 2015, and I don't know how many sales I've done. You guys can Google it, but I think my Zillow page says like 1,200 or something. A lot. 90% of those were strangers. That's what I'm most proud of, because you'll learn to sell to strangers like you've never learned before. We are masters, not to toot our own horn, at taking cold traffic, whether they're Facebook leads, open houses, yard signs, whatever, and conveying so much value in the first 2 minutes that it becomes irresistible. I mean, these buyers, their families are going to grow up in this house. They're going to walk through that front door every single day. And you can now say, do you really want to settle for the same inventory everybody's fighting over, or actually find future home sellers when you actually need it that would be perfect for you? It's an irresistible value proposition that we now can perform with every agent every single time we can find them potential future home sellers. And what I did in the olden days is I would do this manually.
Right.
And it's complicated, really, really tough.
A lot of steps.
It was so valuable I did it anyway. It cost me hundreds of dollars per client, because I would take what they're looking for on my website. I would curate special lists in certain areas. I would hire a direct mail firm to literally send letters and geofencing or whatever way I can get that seller to respond, just to present them extra choices. But I did all that because it was so valuable. But it actually prevented me from growing past a small team because I couldn't do it for everybody. So in 2022, I filed 5 different patents that are provisional, found a CTO from the Wharton School of Business.
Yep.
We partnered up in the last 14 months, been curating and developing the most advanced AI app so every agent can have this, including you.
That's right.
Right? So this is not unproven. I've sold all these homes doing it manually, right?
Yeah.
And the AI dashboard that we also filed a provisional patent on will solve your next problem. So imagine you have this really good USP. What would be the effect? You would have more clients than time.
Right.
Well, you guys know that time is your greatest enemy in real estate, right?
For sure.
Right. So the AI dashboard literally treats all of your buyers like a special snowflake, almost like a stock, right? Because they're all special. But we figure out, is their stock up or down at any given moment? Are they searching in the right velocity? Are they looking at enough listings to track whether they're going to want to see a house or want to make an offer? So does anything else matter in real estate, especially for buyers, other than seeing homes and making offers?
Right.
Those are the 2 metrics we focus on. And the AI will tell you who to pay attention to today, who needs a little bit of love to get them back on the track to see homes and make offers.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine the anxiety you can remove by having hundreds of buyers searching and know exactly who to pay attention to today.
It's super, super easy. Anybody that's out there that runs, a number of buyers at a certain given time, you can get stressed out and get burned out real fast worrying about 24 buyers when really only 3 of them are motivated and ready to buy now.
Yep.
And the problem is identifying who that is and making sure that you're focusing on them. But then you let all these other people die on the vine.
That's right.
And next thing you know, you call them a month later and they've already found a house and purchased it. And then
That's
you're
right.
like, great.
Right, it's not your fault. You just didn't have the time.
Just didn't have the time.
And what happens if you don't have systems like this, guys, is you'll literally default to the highest price points possible. So you're literally over-communicating on the higher price point purchasers and ignoring the lower price point purchasers, right? Now you don't have to. You can give love to everybody who needs it today and when they need it. Not only that, I'm going to tell them about the AI talking points that are coming out. So that wasn't good enough for me, right? So I solved the USP with the greatest sales proposition. Then we solved our time component. Now I need to know what to say. Because if you haven't spoken to a client that came on your app from Facebook, you don't know anything about them, right?
Right.
So the AI talking points actually predicts conversation pieces for you on what is relevant to their search. So imagine somebody was searching in Roanoke, right? The AI talking points would say, hey, show them this elementary school that's about to get developed in Roanoke, and here's 5 more houses to send to them. It'll be relative to their search.
That's genius.
Not canned stuff like higher interest rates are troubling for real estate in America, right? So now you don't even have to think about what to talk to them about when it's time to talk to them.
Sure.
Right? And then our showing tour suite. another patent provisional.
This I've used personally multiple times already. It's amazing.
It'll make you 300% more efficient.
Yeah.
And we have a whole separate video on how it does this, but from route optimization, finding replacements for you that you don't have to search and reroute everything.
Having a big stack of MLS sheets in your hand is gone. I don't do that anymore.
It presents listing cards and your MLS data on separate apps. It conveys everything over the GPS. It actually has buttons that says, let's discuss offer or pass after your client gives feedback on every single home, which automatically contacts the listing agent to see what the latest status is. So again, I'm obsessed with time, and I want this for every ReloRadar agent because time is
money.
That's right. And then the sales training. Okay, so most agents are not particularly good at selling to strangers, correct?
Right.
But now that this thing is happening in July, you have to be a master at selling to strangers. So not only do I train Josh, but his 8 agents constantly, every single week, on different situational analysis, how to convert leads, how to get leads, how to get listings to sign early, how to find the future home sale. Like everything I've done to do all of the production is being trained to all of these agents.
And a lot of this training is going to focus on what's going to be happening in July and how to prepare for it because, in the last 4 years, you drive down the street, what'd you see in our industry? It was like craft beer bar. I mean, it was like a different boutique broker just popping up like every week with their fancy signs, their new slogans and things of that nature. That's all about to change. There's going to be a huge shakeup, and there's going to be a huge exodus of people that are not renewing their licenses in the next 12 to 24 months.
That's right. And listings are going to be king. And what better way to get a listing than be able to show up as a ReloRadar agent, pull out your app, and in real time show them there's 14 buyers on the platform that would align with their house right now.
Yep.
Because not only do we solve the buyer problem, but for listings, every house that you enter, it'll tell you how many buyers are searching for that house right now, the thousands of buyers in our network. Can you imagine the power of not that I have one buyer, that I have 13 that could align with your house? Who else can give that value proposition to sellers?
I can.
Yeah, you can. Oh, you're right, you can. And anybody else who wants to talk about becoming a branch of ReloRadar or becoming a single agent for ReloRadar, either way, you need this post-July. Not to mention, what do you think of this trademark, guys? We can't believe we got "What Your Home Search is Missing." Because this is true. Imagine being able to do Facebook ads or billboards or whatever saying, Mills Real Estate Group, "What Your Home Search is Missing." Now, what are they missing? Future home sellers. Extra choices. So they don't have to settle and fight over the same inventory as everybody else. Yep. Right?
Yeah.
This was super complicated to do, probably the hardest thing in my life, but it's finally ready for all of you agents to explore. So I encourage you to click the link below. Let's set up a demo, and we'll find out what your buyer's home search is missing, right? Any final comments, Josh?
Excited. If you're passionate about real estate and you love it, don't get scared away by all the talking heads. Find somebody like Jason, find something like ReloRadar that gives you an edge, and dig in, man.
That's right.
Still a lot of money to be made.
It is a lot. And this whole industry, in my opinion, is going to be controlled by 15% of the agents that have strong USPs, can sell to strangers, and actually can give value. Don't be a Me Too agent. Right. Be a ReloRadar agent. That's a good slogan.
There you go. Hey, trademark.
Hey, we'll get that one going. Anyway, appreciate you watching. Click on the link below. We'll set up a demo. And again, this is no pressure, just real talk, and we'll have a real estate therapy session. We'll just talk about things, and maybe it's a good fit. Okay, we'll see you soon, guys.